The Wreck of the Erebus. The Lasting Impact of the Doomed Franklin Expedition. Written by Dickie Bagantsang, Kendall Kapershian, Ipsa Hussein, Anna Hobart, Zaira Inayat, Christina McDonald, Ji Yin Park, Belinda Tam, Jesse Wang, and Sikong Shang. Narrated by Brenden Hiebert. Chapter 9. The Controversy of the Erebus Wreck by Anna Hobart. Introduction. The initial goal of the Franklin expedition was to establish a route between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. While this task was ultimately unsuccessful, the expeditions uncovered elements that otherwise would have remained undiscovered. The mystery surrounding the Erebus wreck particularly fueled the start of an era of discovery and exploration in the Arctic. In addition to this, as the ships disappeared in the mid-1840s and were not discovered until 2014, the search for the ships extended over a century. This allowed for extensive research to take place, which not only expanded our knowledge of the wreck, but of the Arctic and climate change as well. Despite these advances, there is much controversy surrounding the Erebus wreck. Firstly, many argue that the Erebus wreck is an irrelevant event. These critics hold the belief that such history has no lasting impact on the present world. Another source of controversy lies in the legitimacy of the wreck. Some believe that the wreck is not real, as such a mistake has happened before. Third, and arguably most contentious, the significant sum of money that has funded the wreck's discovery and subsequent research. Critics argue that ultimately the information uncovered does not justify that of its financial burden. However, this remains a matter of debate and is dependent on an individual's values. Furthermore, much of the research that relates to the wreck has provided insight into climate change. Despite the scientific evidence, the issue of climate change remains a controversial issue in many countries. Therefore, there are some that believe that the research on the Erebus wreck lacks importance as they do not believe in climate change. In this chapter, I will argue that despite the controversy surrounding the study of history, the wreck's legitimacy, the cost, and climate change, ultimately, the research conducted on the Erebus wreck is both founded and vital, as it was provided a lasting view on the Arctic and therefore the world. The importance of history. American author and historian David McCulloch accurately stated, "History is a guide to navigation in perilous times. History is who we are and why we are the way we are. The study of history is needed as it provides greater insight into our individual and shared past." McCulloch emphasizes that history implicates and shapes our morality. History is not merely a relay of the past, but serves as a guide for the future. The subject emphasizes the human process of repetition, development, and faults. History serves as a humbling reminder of the consequences of our actions. As a result, history must be upheld as an irrevocable truth. Ultimately, for this respect of the past to take place, the Erebus wreck must be acknowledged as a critical element in Canadian and Arctic history. In 1849, the Royal Navy began its first search for the missing HMS Erebus. The hunt for the Erebus wreck would continue for the next 165 years, until 2014 when it was finally discovered. Russell A. Potter's book, Finding Franklin, The Untold Story of a 165-Year Search, seeks to address a pressing question regarding the Franklin expedition. Why is the Erebus wreck different from that of other shipwrecks? The answer to this is simple, once one considers the widespread effect the Erebus wreck has had. The wreck received international aid and acknowledgement, meaning foreign bodies have invested in this issue. In addition to this, the wreck has been used time and again throughout artistic productions, particularly in Canadian literature. Therefore, given the wreck's ripple effect on both history and culture, the Erebus wreck represents a touchstone in the legacy of Canada, exploration, and the Arctic. In the years following the wreck, dozens of missions were established to recover the vessels and find the crew. Despite the numerous attempts, it was largely unsuccessful. Most of these missions were associated with the United Kingdom. However, one mission was funded by Lady Jane Franklin, John Franklin's widow. It was during this expedition that evidence of
Sample complete. Ready to continue?